Some men will be lessons, some men will waste your time, and one man will be the man God has for you. That man exists, but you need to know how to recognize him and receive him to experience the amazing relationship God intends for you. Many women struggle to believe a good man exists, especially when dating seems harder than ever. Relationships often feel like a cycle of frustration and heartbreak. But I need you to know this. God has someone for you. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, "You don't find love, love finds you." The key is to align your heart with His will and discern the signs that point to the right man. This isn't about checking boxes or settling for good enough. This is about understanding how God moves in relationships and identifying the signs of a love that glorifies Him. If you've found yourself chasing the wrong person or settling for less, you don't have to stay stuck. If you watch this video until the end, you'll learn 7 powerful signs that reveal the man God has prepared for you and the love He has waiting for you. Sign number 1, he draws you closer to God. One of the clearest signs that a man is the one God has for you is that he draws you closer to God, not further away. So many women find themselves in relationships that start pulling them away from their faith, praying less, worshiping less, and compromising their godly values. This is a major warning sign. How can a man be from God if he's leading you away from the path God has called you to walk? The man God has for you will encourage you in your spiritual walk. He will not only respect your faith, but also desire to grow with you in it. He'll pray with you, worship alongside you, and value God's place in your lives. A relationship should inspire you to be closer to God, not further away. If a man is deterring you from living the life God has for you, it's time to pause and evaluate the relationship. Of course, there can be moments where even godly people fall short, where you both may get caught up in the excitement of being together and lose focus for a time. That's why it's so important to stop, address the issue, and get back on track. A man who is truly sent by God will want to correct anything that pulls you away from Him. As C.S. Lewis says, if you're not being treated with love and respect, check your price tag. Maybe you've marked yourself down. It's you who tells people what you're worth. In the same way, your relationship with God sets the standard for the love you allow into your life. The right man will honor your values and strengthen your faith. Let's be real. A man who doesn't align with your spiritual walk isn't the man for you. The man God has for you will embrace your values, not challenge or diminish them. Don't ignore the clues. Godly love is built on a foundation of faith, and anything that pulls you from that foundation is not from Him. Ask yourself, is this man pushing you closer to God, or is he pulling you away? If the answer isn't clear, that might be your answer. Sign number 2, you can communicate openly. One of the clearest signs of the right man is the ability to communicate openly. So many women settle for men who don't talk, don't listen, or don't make an effort to connect on a deeper level. But let me tell you, communication is not optional. The man God has for you will be someone you can talk to freely, without fear, frustration, or feeling dismissed. The Bible reminds us in Colossians 4:6, "Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how you ought to answer each person." A godly man embodies this principle in how he communicates with you. His words won't just be empty. They'll carry grace, thoughtfulness, and a desire to understand your heart. Too often, women make excuses for men who lack communication, saying he's just quiet or men don't like to talk. But this lowers the standard for what God intends. Poor communication isn't normal. It's a sign that something isn't aligned. When you're with the right man, communication feels natural and uplifting. He won't just talk to you because he has to. He'll want to because he values the connection. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. True communication isn't just hearing words, it's engaging with the heart behind them. The right man will not only listen, but respond with care and understanding. But let's be real, communication is a two-way street. Sometimes women hold back, afraid of being too vulnerable or misunderstood. You can't evaluate his ability to communicate if you aren't willing to be open yourself. Express your thoughts, share your feelings, and let him show you his willingness to meet you where you are. The right man will make you feel safe enough to express yourself. He'll value your voice and create an environment where you can have meaningful conversations, no matter how difficult the topic. He'll listen with intention, speak with love, and use communication to strengthen your bond. Ask yourself, does he make the effort to truly connect with you? The man God has for you will reflect God's love in how he speaks and listens. Don't settle for anything less. Sign number 3, you share core values. A key sign that a man is the one God has for you is that you share the same core values. Too many relationships fail because people try to force a connection where their values don't align. The truth is, if you and a man don't agree on the fundamentals, faith, family, and purpose, it's going to create constant friction and conflict. The Bible says in Amos 3:3, "Can two walk together unless they are agreed?" The answer is clear. They can't. Yet many women overlook this truth. Maybe he's a nice guy or there's great chemistry. And you try to convince yourself that the differences don't matter. But they do. Shared values are the foundation for any successful relationship. One of the most common mistakes is ignoring glaring differences because you're focused on what you want in the moment. Maybe you're attracted to him or drawn to his kindness, but if you want children and he doesn't, or if you prioritize faith and he doesn't share it, these differences will create tension over time. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, "When first things are put first, second things are not suppressed, but increased." Shared values keep your relationship aligned with God's purpose and allow everything else, love, joy, and connection, to flourish. The man God has for you will naturally align with your vision and purpose. His life will reflect the values you hold dear: faith, integrity, and a commitment to walking in God's will. You won't feel like you're dragging him along or settling for less. Instead, you'll be moving in the same direction, side by side. Too many relationships fail because people let emotions cloud their judgment. Don't let temporary feelings make you overlook permanent misalignments. A relationship without shared values is like building a house on sand. It's only a matter of time before it crumbles. Ask yourself, do we share the same vision for faith, family, and purpose? The man God has for you will walk with you in unity, reflecting a shared commitment to God's plan. Don't settle for anything less than alignment with God's best. Sign number 4, he makes you feel vulnerable yet safe. One of the clearest signs that you've met the man God has for you is that he makes you feel vulnerable yet completely safe. Vulnerability is a key marker of a deep, genuine connection. And with the right man, you'll find yourself opening up in ways you never thought possible. It's not something forced, it's natural, flowing from the trust and emotional security he provides. The Bible says in 1 John 4:18, "There is no fear in love, but perfect love casts out fear." With the right man, vulnerability doesn't feel like a risk, it feels like a release. It's the kind of love that allows you to let down your guard and embrace the beautiful, authentic person God created you to be. For a woman who is healed emotionally, this kind of vulnerability feels amazing. It's the fulfillment of what you've always longed for, a connection where you can be fully seen and fully loved. But for those still healing, this experience can feel overwhelming. You may question what's happening, thinking, why do I feel so exposed? Is this really okay? The truth is, you're not losing yourself. You're rediscovering the version of you that God always intended. As C.S. Lewis beautifully puts it, vulnerability sounds like truth and feels like courage. Truth and courage aren't always comfortable, but they're never weakness. The right man will honor your vulnerability and never use it against you. Instead, he'll see it as a gift, responding with love, kindness, and reassurance. If you've been hurt before, vulnerability might feel dangerous. You've built walls to protect yourself, and letting those walls come down can feel terrifying. But when God sends the right man, His love will quiet your fears. He'll show you through His words and actions that your heart is safe with Him. Ask yourself, does He create a space where you feel free to let your guard down? The man God has for you will make you feel vulnerable, not because you're weak, but because His love allows you to be truly seen. And in that vulnerability you'll find not fear, but the peace of God's perfect love. Sign number 5, he leads with love. A man who leads with love is a man who reflects God's design for relationships. The right man will be able to guide you with care, respect, and a vision for your shared future. His leadership isn't about control or dominance. It's about taking responsibility for the relationship and ensuring it aligns with God's purpose. For some women, the idea of a man leading in a relationship can feel uncomfortable, especially if you've been taught that depending on someone else is risky. But when God sends the right man, His leadership will not feel like a loss of independence. Instead, it will feel like peace. His ability to lead will bring stability and harmony into your life because His leadership will be rooted in love, not power. The Bible describes this kind of love in 1 Corinthians 13, verses 4 to 7. Love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. The right man will embody these qualities as he leads your relationship in a way that honors God and nurtures you. Here's the reality. A man who cannot lead with love will struggle to maintain respect in the relationship. Over time, his inability to make decisions, cast vision, or take initiative will lead to frustration and resentment. The man God has for you will not only be capable of leading, but will do so in a way that makes you feel valued and supported. As C.S. Lewis once said, "When I have learned to love God better than my earthly dearest, I shall love my earthly dearest better than I do now." The right man will not compete with your faith. Instead, his love will complement it. His actions will lead you closer to God, not distract you from Him. Ask yourself, does he lead in a way that reflects God's love? The man God has for you will take responsibility for the relationship, ensuring that both of you are growing spiritually, emotionally, and as a team. True leadership with love builds a foundation that honors God and lasts through all of life's seasons. Sign number 6. There is genuine attraction. One of the key clues that a man is the one God has for you is that there is genuine attraction. While this might seem obvious, it's something many women overlook, especially those who are believers. Some women have been told that attraction doesn't matter, or that they should give a man a chance, even if they aren't drawn to him. But the truth is, God's design for a relationship includes attraction. Attraction is important because it impacts the way you connect with your partner on every level. When there is no attraction, it can lead to issues like a lack of respect, admiration, or affection. Over time, the absence of these things can cause the relationship to struggle. God isn't going to bring you into a relationship where attraction is completely missing, because that's not the kind of love He intends for you. However, attraction isn't just about outward appearance. As 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us, the Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. While physical attraction matters, true attraction is about being drawn to the heart and character of the person. It's about the qualities that align with your spirit and bring joy to your life. True attraction can go beyond what you thought you wanted. Maybe he doesn't fit your exact type, but you find yourself drawn to his kindness, his ambition, or the way he makes you laugh. As C.S. Lewis wisely said, attraction isn't only about beauty, it's about connection, curiosity, and the way someone makes you feel seen. Genuine attraction is about feeling connected to someone in a way that flows naturally and effortlessly. Ask yourself, are you excited to be around him? Does his energy, presence, or personality make you feel drawn to him? Genuine attraction isn't just physical. It's about feeling connected on every level, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Sign number 7. You experience a deep connection. When you meet the man God has for you, one of the clearest signs will be the deep connection you share. This connection isn't just surface level. It's something profound, spiritual, and unshakable. It's the kind of connection that makes you feel like your souls recognize each other, and it flows effortlessly without being forced. With the right man, you'll feel fully seen and understood. This connection goes beyond compatibility or shared interests. It's a bond that touches your spirit. You'll notice that you can be completely yourself, and the relationship will feel natural and fulfilling. There's a sense of peace and joy that accompanies it, and it feels different from any other relationship you've been in. A deep connection is more than chemistry. It's a spiritual alignment. It's like when two people's spirits recognize their match. As C.S. Lewis beautifully said, "What you are comes to you." The connection isn't something you create. It's something that exists before you even meet, waiting for God to reveal it in His perfect timing. But let's be real. This kind of connection doesn't mean your relationship will be perfect. You'll still face challenges, and there will be times when choices and effort are required to make things work. However, this connection provides a foundation that makes overcoming obstacles possible. It creates a bond that helps you navigate the highs and lows of life together. Many failed relationships lack this connection, and that's often why they crumble under pressure. A deep connection acts as a glue, keeping two people together when things get tough. It's the missing ingredient that makes a godly relationship not just survive, but thrive. Ask yourself, do I feel this deep connection with him? Is there something about him that feels different, safe, inspiring, and right? A connection like this isn't just about compatibility. It's a divine gift that points to God's hand in your relationship. As we've gone through these 7 clues, I hope you now see that the man God has for you will align with His plan for your life. He will draw you closer to God, communicate with you openly, share your values, make you feel vulnerable yet safe, lead with love, spark genuine attraction, and create a deep connection that stands the test of time. Remember, this isn't about finding perfection, but about recognizing alignment, spiritually, emotionally, and practically. God has someone for you, but it's important to trust Him and stay patient as He unfolds His plan. The man God has for you won't just meet your desires. He'll fulfill your needs in ways that glorify God and bring peace to your heart. Thank you so much for watching. I pray this message has brought clarity and encouragement to you. If it has, please share it with someone who might need to hear these truths. Let's continue spreading hope and helping others recognize the love God has prepared for them. May God bless you eternally as you walk in faith, seek His wisdom, and wait for His best. Stay encouraged and know that God's timing is always worth the wait.